Welcome to the SciFi Pubcast. Come for a drink, but stay for the speculation. We're talking martial arts and fighting styles. It packs quite the punch. You could say it's even spiked. So grab a drink and let's kick this off. This is the SciFi Pubcast. Greetings, welcome to the SciFi Pubcast, the podcast that tries to be a pub, and perhaps someday a pub that tries to be a podcast. And as always, we are looking for people to come visit our bar. So if you're passionate about something, want to be on a podcast, please let us know. My name is Joel. I'm kind of the guy who does this whole pubcast business. It's kind of like my establishment, but it's a team effort, really. And I'm looking around, and I see two members of my team, my dedicated staff here at the SciFi Pubcast. I see Carrie Simpson. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
And I see Derek Beebe. Derek, how you doing?
I wouldn't consider myself dedicated, but okay.
Thanks for that. Good. And unfortunately, all three of us are completely sober right now, and this is going to be a fun show regardless of that. Reynolds sends his regrets. He won't be on this episode, unfortunately. And we're trying to get another person to come by, but of course he had technical difficulties. So, hey, we're just going to run with it. Why not? Right, guys? Are you with me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, because this is how podcasting is. That's the reality of it, right?
Yeah, I hope I'm caffeinated enough for this discussion.
Oh, God. I'm drinking water.
Sometimes life deals you a scorpion kick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get
Right.
this recording done so I can go to the bar and cry my beer. But so I'm moving on. Carrie.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what they call a beer bitter sometimes?
No, that's because of the
I don't
taste.
think so.
Okay, but, oh God, Derek, I really need to take you out and make you drink beer. Okay, like more than like one beer because you're.
I had it once.
Right. Okay, moving on. Carrie, how's the quality
Yes.
of your day?
Well, I've only been awake for maybe 2-3 hours, so it's going good so far.
Good. No, it's just going to get
Yeah.
worse with this recording, but maybe not.
I wasn't going to say it.
And then there's Derek. Derek, how you doing, man?
I'm about to be face to face with an 8-incher, by which I mean a snowstorm. It's probably starting right about now outside.
Oh, dear God. That kind of melts me right there. Very cool. Okay. How's the kitchen doing?
It's pretty good. I have it clean enough for a inspection if you have 100 on you. And in honor of today's subject, I present to you Hong Kong soufflui. It is a egg dish where you put the eggs on the counter and you karate chop them up into little pieces, and then you cook them into a small piece, and the little eggshells will make it nice and crunchy.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
This is my first time making a soufflui, so I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, I read a book about it, so I'm assuming they taste right.
I don't even want to know.
Okay.
I need more. I definitely need more caffeine, or maybe some alcohol now.
If I could only get off, like up from my desk and go and grab my bottle of tequila, my life would be so much better right now.
You chained yourself to your desk, Joel?
Yeah, wait a second. Let me go. No, I can't do that. We're recording, and it's not really a desk.
Right.
It's more like a table from IKEA. What my update? What Joe's day's been like, or what Joe's been doing? Not much. I've been reading a lot of books on relationships and psychology, and trying to understand the relationship between men and women better. Yes, I'm actually trying to spend some time figuring these things out. My current book I'm reading right now is, of course, the classic Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. Apparently, men and women, they think differently. Who knew?
Yeah. I got nothing. Sorry.
Yes. I know. Apparently, to be attractive, you can't be self-deprecating. But yeah, screw that. I'm self-deprecating.
Oh, I'm in trouble then.
Okay, there you go. And of course, moving on, our beer, and I'm going to expand that to different drinks and restaurants or anything we want to recommend as a podcast. Last episode we did, our special session episode with Miranda Graham and Derek, you were on that. We talked about drinks and in science fiction and all of that. And I announced our own pub's very own special cocktail. Remember that?
I have a vague recollection of hearing you talk about something like that.
Yes. So I recommend our very own Space Slammer, which consists of high-end tequila, ginger ale, and a dash of kosher salt. It's great. It's good.
Cool.
It's really good. You think tequila and ginger ale doesn't go together? Well, it does. Trust me. Check it out. The SciFi Pubcast's very own Space Slammer. Yeah, it's talking about being slammed. We're talking about martial arts and fighting styles on this episode of the SciFi Pubcast. And we, of course, what beats a good fight scene? Get it? Beats? Oh, never mind. Okay, personal combat has been around for a long time. Not only is it part of the human condition, it's a major part of storytelling. I can only see it now in Derek's novels. Hey, Derek, when you write your short stories and your novels, is there lots of personal combat fight scenes?
Yeah, although it usually involves superpowers, so it's not a lot of punch kick.
Right, you need to expand your toolbox when it comes to hand fighting. Just saying. And of course,
even fighting with powers requires some kind of knowledge of fight dynamics, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at it in a comic booky kind of way, where people fly into each other and punches someone and they go flying backwards, and then they try to bring the sword down across their neck, but then they roll and dodge it. That sort of thing.
Right. Okay. Sure.
I do find, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I personally feel when I'm reading an action scene in the story that I don't want to get too much detail in it. I don't want to be like, he swung a right hook, he blocked with his left hand and deflected it down. I don't know, too much detail is too much.
Well, sometimes detail can be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the verbs are important, right? Punch and kick, they're just so plain. And if you put a good adjective or you change it up and you wallop the guy instead, I think that's, it's more interesting.
So if he seductively punched.
That
not,
doesn't really work.
Yeah, that's not my thing. I'm not into that, but I know some people are. But yeah, it's not my thing, quite frankly. Oh well. But of course, we're talking about fighting styles and combat and all this, and we have Carrie. Carrie.
Yes.
One of your passions in life, so I understand, doing this podcast with you for the last year and a half, and being part of a couple of different fan communities with you, that one or two things about martial arts.
I've been known to pretend to know things. Yes.
Yeah. God, don't be so modest. You've been doing what, Aikido for how many years now?
I've been doing martial arts for well over a decade now. So yeah, occasionally I think I know what I'm talking about sometimes, but then my teacher reminds me that I don't know as much as I think I do.
And
but it's all good.
Well, I think that goes with everything in life. That
Well, it goes back to that the whole Taoist saying is the people who know the Tao don't talk about it, and the people who talk about it don't know what they're talking about.
So what you're saying is me reading all these books on relationships probably aren't going to help my relationships that I may have in the future?
I really couldn't endorse either line of thinking. Does that sound lawyerly enough for you?
I hate lawyers. Speaking of which, no.
Sounds to me like the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
That
sounds about right.
Now, Carrie, what is Aikido? Yes. If you could tell us about the discipline you partake in.
Aikido is a fairly modern Japanese martial art. It was created by Morihei Ueshiba Sensei in the 40s in Japan. He took some elements of Japanese jujutsu and daito ryu and sword weapons work and kind of distilled it into a martial art that is all about, not so much about fighting, it's about blending energies and connection and what to do if instead of fighting against something that's coming at you, maybe directing it off somewhere else or just letting the attack go.
Would it be fair to say it's defensive in nature?
It can be. With my particular school, sometimes we get a bit more offensive about the practice, but usually it's about either defensive or blending the two energies together and doing something with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what made you take interest in Aikido back in the day?
Well, I had been doing Tai Chi for about 3 years. I decided I wanted to do something else, and my teacher was the only school I found that had, my teacher's dojo was the only school I found locally that had classes early in the morning because I was working a swing shift at the time. And she also answered my email. So, yeah. I kind of just landed there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got some background in martial arts, nothing too serious and more of a dabbling thing. I took karate for like a year and a half as a kid. What else? I spent 4 years fencing varsity, so I know a bit about swordplay back in the day. Yes.
Don't you have to have like some basic combat training for Canadian military though?
Yeah, and I'm not actually. Yeah, I spent a couple of years in the reserves, naval reserves, but my current job is more. I don't know, without actually outing myself, which is easy to do if you just have to Google me. But say hypothetically, law enforcement. Yeah, I know some things about boxing and ground fighting. I haven't been trained that way, so it's always interesting, different fighting styles. The idea is, of course, that if you're losing a fight, get to the ground, and if it's one-on-one, win the fight regardless. So things like quad control, chokeout moves, that type of stuff. I've never been an expert. I always been one of these guys with a big heart, and up until the last couple of years, great endurance. Now I drink too much beer and I do podcasting. So
no, I wouldn't go that far, Joel, because one time on an aircraft carrier, you got me in a chokehold in 2 seconds.
But I did that for fun.
I was legitimately shocked by that. Like in 2 seconds, you were completely choking me out. And I was completely helpless.
And wait. And there are no pictures of this? Joel,
I'm not sure. Maybe there is. I don't remember what you asked me. It was on consent, right? You consented to this. This is very important.
I don't remember. I can't remember anything from that day anymore. It's very vague.
Oh man, that's too funny. Yes. Going back to fencing, I did saber for several years, and I started off on foil. So there's 3 weapons in fencing: there's epee, foil, and saber. It's an Olympic sport. It's been there since the first modern day Olympics. It's very good. I have friends who fence competitively. Yes, I've never actually got close to being like on a national team or even a provincial team, but I was ranked once in a province of Ontario in my early 20s. Yes. Oh well. Good old days. Fencing, very important. And speaking of which, to tie into storytelling and films and content, The Princess Bride, ultimate fencing movie, The Princess Bride.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Every fencer I know, it's one of the go-to movies. You gotta see The Princess Bride, and the book's pretty good too. I've read the book. Derek, any martial arts background? Are you an expert in jiu-jitsu or mixed martial arts? Is there something you're not telling us?
None whatsoever. I was forced to take a Tai Chi class as a teenager, but I absolutely hated it, and I was horrible at it, and I got out of it as soon as possible.
Why do you say that? See,
I have no physical skills whatsoever.
Yeah, but isn't Tai Chi? It's like the soft form of was it Taoism? Kung Fu is the hard form.
It's a slowed down like kata. It's more for meditation. But yeah, if you sped it up, you could probably do some damage with it. Sure.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with yoga, but I don't think that's a martial art. So,
no,
definitely not. But fight scenes and martial arts are really, really important in movies, right? In the sense that name one science fiction property that doesn't have a good fight scene. Now, I know there's a few out there, but generally there's always going to be some sort of fisticuffs, some sort of combat, which is close quarters, either with your hands or with weapons like swords or baseball bats or whatever.
Oh, I got one. Your precious movie Arrival.
Oh,
there's no fighting in that.
There is. Remember the gun? See, I was thinking that too. But remember the soldiers who staged the mutiny, and there was gunfire.
Ah, you're right.
And then there's
so
a big
close.
blast. So close. Yeah.
But that's a different. We're talking hand-to-hand combat, not firefights.
Yeah.
At the moment, right?
Yeah. True enough. So okay, there was some violence, but not hand-to-hand. And things. I think 2000. Space Odyssey 2001. Yeah, I don't recall any fight scenes in that. But
the apes club each other to death in the beginning.
Oh, true enough. Good point. Yes. Wow. That's a really good point. What else? Other science fiction movies that doesn't have any sort of fight scene like that.
Wow, I can't think.
Wow. We're doing the reverse. Usually we talk about fight scenes of things that are in movies. Now we're saying what's not in movies. Kind of like that, actually.
Yeah.
But, of course, talking about martial arts, when we say martial arts in science fiction movies or fantasy movies, what comes to mind?
Sword fighting.
Okay. Sword. Let's go with that. Sword fighting. Any specific sword fighting? Some sort of laser sword?
Yeah. Star Wars is definitely there. Yeah, there's lots and lots of laser swords in Star Wars.
I think,
and of course, the prequels were much better for combat.
Yeah. Well, that if we had the stunt coordination back in '99, that if we took that and took it back in time to the '70s, that I'm sure they could have done something better, but we were working with what we had at the time.
Yeah. Watching Old Man Obi versus Vader is so embarrassing now.
And still,
no, not really. There's some legitimate fight choreography there. It's just not the flashy stuff that you see in the prequels or in the
I like to
sequels.
see Yoda somersaulting around for no reason.
The flashy. My teacher likes to say that flashy looks pretty, but it's not always practical. I kind of like to think of as I'm just talking right now, I kind of like to think of the original trilogy as a more practical fighting style than what we saw in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, there's actually lots of different schools of how to use a lightsaber with force-sensitive people. I'm on the Wikipedia article on lightsabers, and it goes in great detail. And I know there's lots of costume clubs out there and other clubs who specializes in lightsaber fighting. And it's really cool. It gets into different zones, a different layer of defense, like ring defense. There's a bunch of words I can't pronounce properly, but it's...
At one point, I did know all 7 forms of lightsaber combat. I thought that was one of the things I thought was really cool about the prequels. Apparently, the stunt coordinator Nick Gillard, he actually invented all 7 styles as practical use for filming. I know that Obi-Wan uses Form 1, I think, which is Suretsu, which is purely defensive. It's about protecting yourself from laser strikes and sword strikes, and then waiting for the opponent to make a mistake to make an opening for you to strike. And then Yoda used the acrobatic form. I can't remember the name of it. And then Mace Windu used Form 7, which was Vapad, which basically skirted with the dark side. You kind of like attacked with rage and force to just beat down your opponent's defenses. I'm assuming that's what Form Vader uses, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, I thought it was really cool that they actually took the time to invent all these different fighting styles, even though it's something that 95% of the people watching the movies wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, it's a nuance that matters. It's the small details. And you can see it. You know, you mentioned the fight scene with Yoda flipping back and forth from Attack of the Clones. To me, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite fight scene in Star Wars by any means. I actually liked Duel of Fates. Just I love the whole Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and sorry, Quinn.
And Darth Vader.
No, not Vader. But you know, different styles, and in truth, different lightsabers too. There's different lightsabers out there, different versions of. Mm-hmm. All right, you got your double-edged lightsaber, you got your single variants, and you get whips and all this cool stuff, which we're seeing a lot more of in the new movies. Curved lightsabers and light foils and good stuff.
In the old EU, one of the villains, Lumia, used a lightsaber whip. So it was basically like a whip made of segmented little lightsaber pieces, so you could, throw it and wrap it around the other person's blade, or hopefully wrap it around their leg and just cut right through the leg. It was a nasty piece of work.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh well. What else is there in terms of martial arts? There's tons. I know what comes to mind for me is when I think martial arts and its influence in, say, in a science fiction movie, it got to be The Matrix.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because they incorporate its like real life kung fu, but in a very science fiction-y type way. Yeah, that's not really a word. Science fiction-y? Fiction-y? I don't know. Sure. Yeah, let's go with it. Yeah. And I know when The Matrix came out in '99, I was in my 20s. It was like I love that movie for a variety of different reasons, and the combat scenes is just one of them.
Right. I mean, the fight between Neo and Morpheus was just epic.
Oh yeah, big time. And it's cool because it incorporated a lot of kung fu, which there was lots of kung fu movies out there, so it played towards a different genre, the martial arts genre, and Bruce Lee, all everything from the '60s, '70s, and I did watch a fair number of martial arts movies when I was a child. It's all about the use of violence, but also the way your role or your place in the universe, the whole spiritual outlook on life, so important.
Yeah.
What is your fighting style? The crane or the tiger or all this stuff. The locusts. Oh, what's the the TV series from the 1980s with
Kung Fu?
Yeah, Kung Fu with David. What's his name?
David Carradine.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Each time I see him, I always think Kill Bill 1 and 2. I have a friend named Bill. He doesn't like the movies because of the title.
Gee, I wonder why.
Oh, well.
I actually watched Kung Fu: The Legend Continues in the 90s. Did anybody watch that?
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
It starred him as an old man. Well, I mean, like it starred his son in modern day, I guess it was San Francisco or something. And David Carradine played his father, who of course was not the original character from that because that was in the 1800s, but his descendant who just happened to look exactly like him.
Yeah, I remember that being a pretty good show.
Yeah. I only have the vaguest of memories of it, but it's not sci-fi.
True.
Although, if the first one took place in the 1800s and that one took place 100 years later, it was science fiction in regards to the first series timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it if you're drunk, and it'll make sense.
Yeah, which should be me right now. But okay. What else? I'm thinking, of course, there's a bunch of stuff in Star Trek, which you guys are probably more familiar with than me.
Yeah, there's the what was it? Anbo Jitsu, which looks like something out of American Gladiators.
Oh yeah, Anbo Jitsu is from the Next Generation. It's from was it the episode on the the Curious Factor?
It was
the
Curious
Factor.
It was the one that introduced Riker's dad, and just one more. Apparently, there is a history on Next Generation of dads being either dead or pricks. So
yeah. unlike real life. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the Memory Alpha wiki on Enbo Jujutsu, and it says it's a type of human martial arts practiced in the 24th century. Okay, that makes sense. It took place in a circular arena with two opponents would compete against each other. Both competitors wore light protective armor and a helmet that had a solid visor, which effectively blinded the competitor. A staff was used as a weapon, with a proximity sensor on one end and a small spherical cushion on the other. With the help of the proximity sensor, a player could detect, by means of an audio signal, where his or her adversary was. Who knew?
Yeah, like I said, it looks like something out of American Gladiator, and combined with blind fighting, which isn't always the most practical thing in the world.
Yeah, it's interesting, but you have like Japanese in nature, and at least in style. Even the protective gear they wear, it looks like a streamlined version of samurai armor.
Yeah, I kind of see that, but yeah, I'm not sure how practical the actual fighting technique is, because I think you only see it like once or twice in that episode, and then you never hear about it again.
Yeah, but once or twice, it's probably enough. Okay.
I'm guessing this is from the first 2 or 3 seasons, because I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I think it's from the first.
It's from
two.
season 2.
There you go.
Yeah, and actually, it's on YouTube. You can actually YouTube the clip. So if you put in the search string Enbo Jujutsu, it should pop up. Because it's the same episode where you have Worf basically remembering his age of ascension as a 15-year-old. Right. So you have a lot of things going on about generations and forgive the pun, and about coming into adulthood by using some sort of contest, some sort of violent contest to claim your manhood.
Right.
Which is very I'm not an anthropologist, but I suspect something has to do with the human condition and culture, so to speak. Yes.
Oh, there's and it's not the biggest problem with the episode, but the third episode of TNG is a semi-racist episode called Code of Honor.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you actually listen to the story being told, the story isn't that bad. It's just when they put it to film, it turned out to be very racial and not in a good way. But also there was a quote unquote Aikido demonstration somewhere in that episode. I was looking at going, that's not Aikido, that's judo.
Oh, right. That's the one with Worf doing that? I've seen still.
No, Tasha Yar is doing an Aikido demonstration. Like, no, that's judo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. That is probably the most minor problem with that episode. But still, it's just like, no, that's not Aikido.
Oh, God. You mentioned there was some sort of racism issue in that episode. What was it?
Yeah.
What was the nature of it? Do you recall the plot?
Well, the entire, I think the entire planet was, the entire planet was, the entire guest cast was black, and it was the way it came off was just really, really bad. It's like very typical 80s, like actually, yeah, it's almost unwatchable, but if you listen to the actual story, it's better, and then you don't have to watch it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The guys over at Mission Log, when they did their episode on that, when they did their review of that episode, they do a much better job of explaining it than I do.
Oh, fair enough.
They're probably more awake than I am right now.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, before we move on from Star Trek, there's a few other aspects of martial arts found in the Star Trek universe, or universes, whatever you want to say. There's, of course, the Klingon form of martial arts. It's called Mokbara. Am I saying it right? Mokbara? M-O-K-B-A-R-A? Something like that.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Klingon version of Tai Chi, which is cool. I would love to do that.
Yeah, which is, it's kind of intuitive. Klingons doing Tai Chi.
Hey,
Why not?
why not?
Yes, yes. Apparently, it's in the episodes Clues, Birthright Part 2. So 2 episodes of The Next Generation.
That's it.
Yeah,
I think.
that's it.
Well, I think Worf was teaching a class for a while
Yeah.
in the series.
Yeah, I want to say that was season 7. Oh yeah, because they would always show him like in a gi with Deanna Troi, and that's when they started hooking up at the very end of season 7.
Well, I think they started talking. They started doing. They started having scenes like that like very early. I think it's like at season 4 or 5 that they kind of started that though.
Yeah. Oof.
That they started the classes.
Yeah, I could do a class or 2 of that. Good way to meet
Yeah.
other people. Yeah, yeah. I'm all about trying to get out and be active and meet people. Yes. What else? Oh, before we move on from Klingons, what about the whole type of sword they use?
Oh, the Batleth?
Yes, that's how you pronounce it, the Bathleth. And
Yep.
Yes. Before we begin, do you guys have any Bathleths at home? Like, is it one hanging on your wall by any chance?
No.
No.
Apparently, that's
there's
a thing.
definitely not.
Yeah, you can buy replicas.
I would love to get my hands on one, but I have no idea where I would put it.
Yeah, and for our customers' sake, it's hard to describe. Wikipedia describes it as a double-sided scimitar hook, sword dare horn knife, hybrid edge weapon with a curved blade, 4 points, and 3 handholds on the back. It looks like a curved kind of staff with pointy things to it. You can hold it in the middle, and it's like a 2 kind of and a layer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. It'd be a cool thing to have as a replica on your wall. Just saying. I'm not sure how.
I'm gonna put you two on the spot. What's the name of the small Klingon dagger version of that? Is it a Dekang? Is that right?
No, it's
I can't remember.
I know Worf was carrying one for like the last 2 seasons of DS9.
Yeah, I remember
And
they used a lot.
they've been featured a lot in Discovery for obvious reasons, but I can't remember off the top of my head what they're called.
Oh, I was right. I just
Trekkie.
Googled it. It's a Dekang. It's D''KTAHG. I was right.
Cool.
Oh, no, actually, that looks more like a little tiny sword. I was thinking that there was a smaller curved version of the Batleth as well.
Please hold.
Yeah,
This happens every time I call customer support.
Yeah, she's making a long distance phone call off planet.
Yeah, no. It's a Mechleth.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mechleth, yes. I remember now.
No, the Dekang is the dagger, isn't it? With the
It's literally just a knife. There's no curvature to it. Whereas the Mechleth is a curved blade like a Batleth, only it's one handhold and one moon crescent shaped blade. It's much shorter. Yeah. And now you know.
There you know. Now there's from the original Star Trek classic world, there's different weapons used by the Vulcans. The LIRPA, LIRPA. It's a melee weapon. It looks like there's a little fan-shaped blade on one end, and there's a club on the other hand, and it looks pretty threatening. And
is that the one from Amok Time?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was used. There's a Vulcan, I don't know, rite of passage, so to speak, called a Kel-Ifi, is when there's a passion fight in which 2 males fight for the right to mate with a certain female. Yeah, who knew?
Well, awesome music plays in the background.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Yes, because that's violence is your ability to effectively use violence is a great way to attract mates. No, it's not. No, definitely not. But there's a few different episodes of that. I like the old classic Trek. I grew up on classic Trek stuff in reruns.
Notice he said reruns so as not to age himself.
I'm old enough to. Yes, there you go. What else is there? Moving from Star Trek to Babylon 5. Remember Babylon 5? There was an episode called TKO. It was in the first season.
Yeah.
And it was like their own version of mixed martial arts. Yeah.
Not my favorite episode, but it was a good.
I have a vague recollection of I haven't seen that episode in a long time.
Yeah, so Gibraltar is surprised when an old friend comes to Babylon 5 to fight in the Muta, M-U-T-A-I, a savage alien fighting arena. Yes, and then it goes on from there. It was kind of like two plots in this episode. The other one involved Ivana. Ivana.
Ivana sitting Shiva for her dead father.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's kind of cool.
Apparently, they did hire legitimate MMA fighters to do that and then put them in alien makeup. So the fighting that you see on that episode is, legitimate fighting, not just made up Hollywood stuff.
Well, that's good.
It's interesting because sometimes legitimate fighting stuff doesn't translate well to movies and film or even stage theater type stuff. Because I know with fencing, when you actually watch fencing and do fencing in real life, it's very small movements, very small. Which, if you look at it, if you're filming it with a camera for TV or film, it's not going to pick up the big movements. So people think it's boring. It doesn't translate well.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think they used to slow down the camera for Bruce Lee when he was doing his fight scenes because his hands moved so fast.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I forget who that was for or what movie, but I remember reading that somewhere too, that they had to tell the person to slow down because he was moving so fast, like the camera couldn't even read it.
And I know, which is interesting, because I know when you do stage fencing for theater, it's not like real fencing. Everything is much more grandiose, large movements in order for people to see the action happening. So when you say mixed martial arts in Babylon 5 during that fight scene, and I can see how they really exaggerate their swings and their wrestling techniques and their body slams.
Well, there's a bit of it. I haven't done it myself, but I used to work in the college theater, in the theater department at my college, and we did. I've watched fight choreography for stage fighting, and there is a definite art to it. It's a definite art of having to sell the punch and sell the effects of it to the audience, which is completely impractical for actual real life use. But you have to make it look good on stage.
It's all about the storytelling. So.
Oh yeah.
And then the Rangers on Babylon 5 we also saw them doing a lot of martial art training as well in season 5 and with Marcus in season 3 and 4. Yeah. I don't remember what the name of that martial arts was, but
yeah, me neither. I don't remember what the name of the I don't remember the name of the martial art. I remember really liking the staff fighting that they were learning though.
Yeah. I love the fact that Marshall's fighting pike. It was like a handle, and he just had to give it a shake, and it would extend into full length.
Yeah.
It's basically like a lightsaber in that sense. I love the fact of having a handle, and you activate it, and your blade comes out. I do that in my show. It's not a lightsaber. It's like a physical blade, but it is, sitting in the handle, and then it extends like that.
Nice.
Yes, aim high. There's also lots of different fighting techniques among superheroes. Now, I have not a great amount of knowledge when it comes to comic books and superheroes, but I know Batman comes to mind. He was big in the martial arts. Right. Superman, not so much, because Superman doesn't really care. He doesn't need to have skill. He has strength. Marvel world, I'm thinking, I don't know. Help me out here.
There's Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, Iron Fist.
Right. Deadpool. Yeah.
Deadpool, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Wolverine has ninja training as well. Daredevil does.
Yeah, Daredevil and Elektra have martial arts training.
Now, if you were going to say how would you describe a scene if you're writing it? How would you come around to landing on what type of fighting style and what type of weapons, if you use weapons? And do you try to mismatch the fighting styles between the two opponents? What do you guys think?
I've never really tried to think about it that way. There are practicalities to consider, like if it's staff versus sword, or sword versus open hand versus knife. It's all a matter of I don't know how it would translate to a screen, but it's all a matter of distance, and every combination changes the distance and the timing of what people can do. So yeah, I don't know what the I've never tried to choreograph anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of Thor Ragnarok when Thor and the Hulk went at it in the arena. That was such a classic scene, right? Because you have two superheroes with obviously different skill sets and sizes and abilities, and it was just such a great scene. Mm-hmm. And the whole arena thing is a trope as well. From things like Beyond Thunderdome, World War Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Yeah, and you see that. I just saw a stupid movie on what's on Netflix from 2011 with Natalie Portman and McBride and James Franco, Royal Highness.
Oh, Your Highness.
Your Highness. Oh, God, it's a stupid movie. But it was making fun of genres, and it was making fun of these tropes. And yes, of course, there's an arena scene.
Of course there is.
Of course. So there's that. Quite honestly, I'm thinking about now, sitting back, what are some of our favorite fight scenes? You know how I like Dune, the movie, the David Lynch version from the 80s? I really like the scene with Kyle MacLachlan and Sting going at it with the curved blade, the poisonous blade.
I think you saw a different version of Dune.
No, that was at the end of the movie.
I know, I'm being stupid.
I'm shocked.
Oh my God! Yeah. But then again, I like that. Of course. In Dune, you have training, right? You have Patrick Stewart playing Gunzi and this robot. There's always a training scene. That's what I like about this type of genre. If you are going to a martial arts movie, there's always some type of training scene.
Of course.
And that translates into like war genre movies. You see that in war genre movies like all the time. Even things like I'm trying to think. I just lost it now. But you always have a training scene. You see it in Star Wars with Luke and Yoda training him. In movies, it's like with Dune, with the Kyle MacLachlan being taught by Patrick Stewart. Yeah, training is good.
Yeah, the problem is you have and I think I've heard this argument with like the Karate Kid and stuff. It's like people don't realize how much time it actually takes to master something like that, and like Paul in Dune has probably been training all of his life, whereas Daniel-san in Karate Kid was maybe training over a few months.
Yeah,
and that doesn't really work.
Yeah, of course, but it's film, it's movies.
Yeah, it's film.
Yeah, I was thinking Top Gun. To become a Top Gun, even something stupid as that, there's always a training scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, of course there is.
What else? What other fight scenes out there that you guys really enjoy?
Every fight scene from The Matrix ever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing I think of.
I know people don't like it as much, but Neo versus all of the Agent Smiths.
Yeah,
that was just insane, and I love that. I love that scene.
I mean, it is painfully obvious that it's CGI, but it's still cool. It's still a spectacle. And I also love the music that plays during it too. It's great. It's actually I forget the names. I know Don Davis is the main composer, and then they also had like some kind of like electronic people to also score the sequel. And in that's called the Burly Brawl. During the Burly Brawl, they actually have Don Davis fighting the electronic synth score. It's like two different competing scores actually fighting with each other as the two people are fighting in the movie.
Nice.
Well, guys, can you think of anything else before we wrap up this episode?
The fight in the rain between Neo and Smith at the end of Matrix Revolutions was very cool as well. When they, were flying and had superpowers.
Yeah.
There's also the Revenge of the Sith scene with where Anakin loses his legs by Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that was a very cool fight scene that probably went on a little longer than it really needed to, but it was awesome.
Sure, but it wasn't it didn't go as long as say Superman versus Superman Zod. Oh my God, that's the longest fight. Yeah.
Oh, the Batman versus Batman at the end of BVS when he's taking on all the guys holding Clark's mom. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely the best badass Batman we've ever seen on screen.
That is like the best. That is like the best Batman live action fight scene ever.
Yeah.
Cool.
And of course, Batman v Superman was a cool fight as well.
Oh yeah,
that's not really martial arts, but
no, that's just two guys beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
There's no skill to that. There's just well there is on Bruce's part, but probably not so much on Clark's part.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I just thought of another one. When Black Widow has to take out all those guards in Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah.
When they're breaking into the Hammer facility at the end of the movie, that was really cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think we need to go and contemplate our ability to use martial arts in our own lives to increase our ability to defend ourselves and to increase our overall healthiness. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and discipline and all that other good stuff.
Or I could just watch Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, there was some fight scenes in there as well, but no.
Actually, come to think of it, they had a whole episode just about boxing. I think it was in season 3 when everybody got into a boxing ring and just fought each other to work off steam.
That's a good hook in storytelling. Hook, get it?
Forced laughter.
Okay, right. Okay, let's wrap it up because that's it. We'll be back in about 2 weeks with another episode. Hopefully, we get a guest on, maybe Randall, maybe Mike, maybe someone else. Who knows?
Or maybe you, dear listener.
Yeah, you could be it. Yeah, contact us because we are always looking for people to talk about certain things. Because sometimes when we talk about things, we don't have the knowledge base, so to speak.
We go off. We're just talking. We're just talking. Yes. And we don't really know what we're talking about sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. So before we close, please, if you wish, follow our social media. We're on 3 channels. We are on Twitter and Instagram, which is managed by me, Joel, and of course we have Facebook, and that page is managed by Derek. Yes. Our SciFi Pubcast Twitter address is at SciFi Pubcast. Our email address is at management@scifipubcast.space. Please give us a positive Apple podcast review. It helps others find the show, and we're trying to build our community and connect with other fan communities out there. Carrie, what's your Twitter address?
You can find me at Carrie Blackfire42. That's KERI Blackfire42.
And Derek, what's yours?
I am at Derek J. Beebe. Oh, and fun fact, after 11 months of inactivity, I finally figured out how to log back into derekbeebe.com and update it.
God.
I didn't log into it for so long that I was locked out of the system and had to figure out how to reset.
Right. Okay, Derek. Yeah.
And I did mention SciFi Pubcast on it, and
nice.
I did plug Randall's book as well.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, because of course everyone should go and buy Randall Graham's Before Life book, right? Right, Randall?
Yes.
Because Randall listens to our show, we have to say that.
Very funny.
Okay, and my Twitter address is at Joel_Welch. It's closing time. Please make it home safe. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Music provided courtesy of Logan Rathbone. Podcast logo by Drew M. Copyrighted Joe Welch. Listen responsibly, and we can't wait for your next visit to our fine establishment. Cheers.